Welcome everyone to another battle report of a casual game night, and it was my first night of necromancing. It was time to start a completely fresh warband and learn to play with him, the Crimson Court, and an awesome looking warband containing 4 vampires, one for each well-known faction, Von Karstein, Strigoi, you know the deal, Lamia, and of course the Blood Knights. Now in the future I will often be switching between warbands as I want to try and taste them all, no pun intended, with the Skinnerkin on the way. And I have some plans to build up for both Nemesis and Rivals formats with different bands, but now it's time for the call of the night, as I will be fielding these guys in Ekeren should I get to play there as tournament organizer. I expect the warband to play a bit tanky spanky style, compared to my usual all-out aggro manner of playing, so I will have to restrain myself a bit from the all-out rush forward. Facing me in the first game of the Crimson Court is Peter and the ill-fated lovers of Zandara's Gravebreakers, a warband I became very wary about after my previous encounter. The boards were laid down and off we went with this duel amongst the dead. I needed to learn to restrict myself, as I said, and I slowly let the hunger take hold of my fighters as Cracktomb entered my territory to do some digging. The zombie was quickly taken down by Gorath and Ananias for some early glory and upgrading purposes, only to be raised near Zandara immediately thereafter. So the vampires took a rather wait-and-see stance in the first turn, resulting in a 3-2 lead for Zandara on the scoreboard. Now, at the beginning of the second turn, Velas von Veen rushed in, guided by Bloodthirst, and sided away at Cracktomb in Zandara, but not causing any wounds, only managing to push the zombie away a bit. But Ananias, also bloodthirsted and with his vampiric might upgrade, rushed in, and with a critical hit resulting in him wounding for 4 damage, he eliminated Zandara from the game. Alas, in retaliation, Velas was felled by the now love-maddened Furlane, hard struck by the loss of his lover. The result was a 7-4 lead for Zandara after this round, even though it might look okay for the vampires with one of the 2 lovers taken out, and Anais now a threat to the werewolf as well to one-shot it if needed, and if I got a bit lucky on the dice. Peter realizes this, so Anais is quickly surrounded by his force, but manages to survive as Prince de Val himself enters the fray as engages Furlane, Blood Knight against werewolf, and he managed to wound him. Using a power card, Peter withdrew the werewolf to safer areas and upgrade him to 5 wounds, meaning it would be out of my reach to finish him off. If he had remained at 4 wounds, I could gamble on the inspired Gorath's vile transference to get a kill on a sneaky way. But as it stood, it was time to cycle cards while Anais weathered the storm, Peter forgetting to give in an upgrade to do 2 damage as the armor of Marusi would negate a single wound his zombie would do to the bestial vampire. I offered afterwards to let it count and give him the win, but he politely declined the offer. It must be the first time there was a negotiation going on about who was allowed to lose, I guess. But, as such, the game ended in a 12-11 victory for the Crimson Court in their first outing. Had Peter accepted my offer, it would have been a, let me count, 10-12 defeat, so okay. For the second game, Water sat down across me and fielded the Gnaw Spirits pack, a potent warband that I never faced before. I would be at the receiving end of some brutal aggro. Talk about the world being turned upside down. The boards were set, and I took a rather faraway deployment like in the first game to see what these mystics would bring. And trust me, with that predator even among them, they definitely look very scary. Lupin Longcut, the predator, made the first charge, wounding Gert with his spear before Anais countercharged. But Crimson Kera rushed in, finishing my Van Karstein spellcaster, and that was definitely a big setback to the plans. Prince de Val in turn charges Kira, but misses, though he wounded her. No, he misses not, he did wound her, but it was Velas who joined in the fray, and she missed in this battle of red-headed ladies. As a result, a measly 1-2 score is on the board after round 1. Beginning the second round, Velas makes up and now takes Kira down, mumbling something about how that savage can even think of looking as good as herself. Led by Serakar Blackwing himself, the pack starts closing in on the vampires, and as that's now a level 3 wizard, his Raptor Bolt starts damaging my Necromancer seriously. Prince de Val, weakened by such a bolt, falls after a failed attempt to wound the Mystic Leader, and Grol's Spinehammer is just too much for him to handle. This leaves only the inspired Velas and the bloodthirsted Anais to handle the pack. The round ended with the court and the pack both having obtained 5 glory points at this moment, so it was still to play for. Anais, again empowered with the Vampiric Might, charges Sarakat, hoping for the crits against all the defense boosts the wizard has, because supported and his bestial upgrades and in the cover hex, yeah, the whole shebang, meaning he basically, I needed to roll crits to take him down. It was a chance, but I actually managed to get 2 strikes on him during the game and failed both times. But yeah, the first time and the second he missed fragrantly, like here. He got the counter-attack and against all odds, my opponent rolled 4 hammers, I rolled a crit and he saved himself. So that was the only thing good. Velas in the meantime flees to the other side of the board, boosts to move 6 by an upgrade and Anais falls in the end against the Savage Might of the Gnaw Spirit pack. A loss that would cost me dearly even though it allowed me to score the surge of having all my surviving models, being only Velas, in enemy territory now. I cycled through some cards for something hopefully to score, but I fell short in the end. The Gnaw Spirit pack took home a 10-9 victory against the Crimson Court. Surely the second game had some of his what-if moments, like Anais. Had he managed to one-shot the leader or even survive, but it will take some time to get used to their playing style and objectives, so this is a big difference from my usual Russian warbands. Nevertheless, 1 up, 1 down for a new warband's first outing is not too bad, and now I have to fine-tune them a bit in the future and figure out how to hunger them out faster before taking them into the Under-Akron. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you back with the next battle report, well, maybe next week, probably not, because I got a busy week, but the week after. Bye bye!